Hey everyone, it's Maximilian, and it is Mew time. First things first, you need an Abra. This took me about an hour and 15 minutes to not only find an Abra, but also find one that wouldn't teleport. Oh my god. I probably went through about 20 Abras before I finally got one that didn't run away. I got. It takes a lot of luck. I got really lucky on this one because very rarely will a teleport ever fail. You pretty much have to hope that he gets paralyzed twice in a row. Because I actually tried level grinding Clefairy up to a high enough level to do it faster, that to sing faster than Abra would teleport, but it never ended up working. So I just gave up on it and decided to gamble with Pikachu, and finally it worked. Ugh, it took way too long. But now that you have your Abra, you are ready to go. You need to clear out a few trainers on your way to Bill's house, but that's okay. I'd recommend saving the game right about where I am right now, because if you mess this up, and you probably will on your first time, you're gonna have to do it again. What you need to do right there is when you're above that square where the edge of the water is, you need to move down and at the same time hit the start button. What'll happen is your menu will come up, but you'll be in the line of sight of the guy. So when you teleport away, you'll go into battle mode, but you won't actually be in combat, so your buttons will be disabled, but you can still move around the map. You won't be able to access the menu or anything. Now what you need to do is carefully position yourself, so that when you encounter this guy that's facing upward, he has to walk up to you, because if you go next to him, or directly adjacent to him when you walk up to him, the game will just freeze, and then you'll have to start over again. But that's not a big deal if you save it, so it's regularly repeatable if you mess it up. So don't worry about it. It's really not that hard once you get the Abra. The Abra is the hardest part of the Mew glitch. So you just fight him, kill a Slowpoke however you feel necessary. I'm going to level grind Pikachu because we got to level grind Pikachu anyway. So, just gotta... There we go. Kill him. Now after this battle is over, your buttons are going to be active again because now you're out of battle mode and you've tripped the menu again. Don't enter the menu, just go ahead and keep walking back towards the Nugget Bridge. Once you get about halfway there, a menu's going to pop up on its own. Once you close out of the menu, you're going to get a wild encounter with a Mew! Oh my god, there it is! It's the Mew! No, since you only have Pokeballs at this point, one thing I'd recommend doing is hitting them with normal attacks, because they will do slightly more damage and make it easier to hit them. Although if you want to control the amount of damage you do, use special attacks with a Pokemon that doesn't have a very high special. Get him into the red health right there. You'll note that Pokeballs aren't very good at catching them even when he's in red. So what I would recommend doing is getting a Pokemon like Clefairy to put him to sleep, or at the very least paralyzing him with something like a Pikachu, and it will dramatically improve your chances. Like, if you sing him to sleep while he's in the red, you're pretty much guaranteed to catch him with a Pokeball. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the one true way to get Mew in the English red and blue versions. You have a Mew! Now, this is not fake, in case you're still thinking that this is just photoshopped or something. I'll show you right here. I'm going to go into onto Mew here and show you his stats. After I rearrange my party, of course. I'm a little OCD about making sure the highest level Pokemons are at the bottom. But, yeah, here's Mew. There's his stats. Very good. And one other thing about Mew is that he's actually surprisingly easy to raise. He doesn't take a lot of experience. So here is the entry on the Pokedex. Once we get to the very bottom, you will see that we have in fact hit slot number 151, which does not normally exist on the Pokedex, but now it has been created because you have essentially made it necessary. And of course he doesn't have an area on the Pokedex because he's not actually in the game. But yes, you now have yourself a genuine Mew, and this thing is an absolute powerhouse. It only knows Pound to start off, and it learns a new move every 10 levels, or once it hits 10, 20, 30, etc. But it's a very, very powerful Pokemon. Even its normal attacks do a ton of damage. Its stats are ridiculous for the level that it's at. So I decided to fight this guy, not realizing that he was a hiker, and as we all know, hikers always carry rock Pokemon for some reason, and I forgot that I deposited Butterfree. Oops. So we're going to grind it out with Charmeleon, I believe. Because right now he's actually at a high enough level where the fire disadvantage doesn't matter too much. And since he is Charmeleon and not Charmander anymore, he got a significant boost to his special attack. So it's perfectly fine. And for some reason, Geodude gets burned. Really not sure how you can burn a rock Pokemon, but whatever. I'll take it. Right here, I'm actually just going to spend the next 2 trainers or so level grinding Mew, at least to get him somewhat up to par. He actually grows, I think, a level every single Pokemon I fight. It's nuts how fast you can raise Mew. And he's just so good. Like, this is where the game starts going downhill as far as difficulty is concerned. Because not only does the power curve go down for the trainers you have to fight and the gym leaders as well, but the fact that you have Mew in your party makes it all the more easy. Because there is really nothing that can super effective Mew for the rest of the game. Considering the only kind of moves that can do that are bug-type moves. And I believe that there may not actually be any in the game that typecast attacks as bugs. I could be wrong, so correct me if I am. But in this game, in Red and Blue, Ghost-type moves were supposed to be super effective, like Nightshade and Lick, against Psychic Pokemon. However, the programmers erroneously put it in the game as non-effective. So Ghost-type moves don't affect Psychic Pokemon at all. So Psychic Pokemon are actually among some of the strongest in the game. Normally, Psychic Pokemon are vulnerable to normal attacks, in other words, attacks that don't typecast, because they don't have a very good normal defense like Abra and Alakazam. But since Mew has a very high defense and special, Mew can pretty much withstand anything you throw at him, which essentially means he is the best Pokemon in the game, without a doubt. Mew is absolutely the best. But yeah, he's already at level 10, and he learns Transform. How cool is that? Ditto is not the only Pokemon that can use Transform. Mew is the only other one. And another cool thing about Mew is that you can teach him any TM or HM, even as ridiculous as it may seem. You can teach him anything. You could teach him Soft Boiled, which is normally reserved for Chansey, but you can do it. You can teach him Fire Blast. You can teach him Swords Dance. You could teach him Teleport. You could teach him Fly if you really wanted to. Why not just hop on Mew and he'll take you wherever you want to go. He's just that good. But yeah, we're going to spend the rest of this episode battling through the rest of the trainers and level grinding our team. So that way we can at least get somewhere with our levels and hopefully even out Mew and Abra with the rest of the party. And then next episode we are going to fight Misty. But before we get to Misty, we're going to get to Bill. I mean, there's really not much use to Bill except for getting the SS ticket, because you do kind of need that to advance in the game. There's not a whole lot you can do without going on the SSN and getting cut. So you do kind of need that. But you also add about 3 or 4 pages to your Pokedex, which is meh, I don't care. But if you're going to go for completion, you may as well look at them. To do that, you just have to walk out of the building after you take care of the whole shebang, and then walk back in. But right now, my primary focus is getting Mew up to a decent level, and right now I think level 12 is more than fine for him. My next goal is to evolve Abra as quickly as possible, because right now he doesn't do anything. But once he hits level 16, he automatically learns Confusion as a part of his evolution to Kadabra. So then at that point, you actually have a valid Psychic-type Pokemon on your team, which is a very, very useful resource, considering that you will find that Psychic-type moves will typecast very advantageously for the rest of the game. And then after that, we're going to work on leveling up Mew to the rest of the party. And then we're going to get that Magikarp into a Gyarados. If it takes me forever, that thing is going to become a Gyarados. That Magikarp is starting to annoy me just sitting there. I mean, we really, really made some progress through Mount Moon. But after that, since then, we haven't really done anything with it. It's kind of disappointing. And I also really want to see Pidgey get to Pidgeotto just because I want the stat boost for it. It's still kind of weak as is, but once it gets to Pidgeotto, it becomes so much stronger. And it actually becomes a actually legitimate force in your lineup. But yeah, that's pretty much all the Pokemon strategy commentary for this episode. I'm still appreciating the comments response that I'm getting. I love the fact that you guys keep voting for the Elite Four poll. Here's your friendly reminder again, keep voting for it. I am tallying all of them up, and so far I've gotten quite a few comments and requests for Pokemon, so keep them coming. A lot of you guys apparently watch anime and have a lot of diverse favorite video games. Let's see. I think one of you guys mentioned Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VII. You guys are definitely old school. Way to be. Someone said Super Mario World. High five to you. I absolutely love that game. I actually bought an NES just for the sake of playing that game and another one called Gradius 3. Gradius 3 is so much fun. I don't know if it's actually one of the more popular games for the Super NES, but it is great. So great. It's something that you wish were in arcades, but you never ever see. It's definitely worth getting if you can find one at like a garage sale or something. But Super Mario World is awesome. I'd probably venture to say it's the best Mario franchise game out there. Super Mario 64 is pretty close. But there's just something about Super Mario World. I think it's the feather. The fact that you can get the feather and Yoshi. And then the music in that game is so cool too. Let's see. Some of you posted requests for DDR gameplay. Like, not too many of you, but a handful of you. I just have one quick question for you guys. If you all would like to see that, and please let me know if you would. Even if you don't play the game or don't care much for it, just at least say yes or no. Be honest about it. Would you rather see me do it at an arcade, or would you rather see me do it on the pad that I built? I mean, if you do see it on the pad that I built, obviously, like, it's kind of in a more home setting, so it's a little bit more secluded. I kind of like the arcade pad still, just because I don't have a bar for mine. I like the fact of it being, like, the real deal, legitimate thing, because mine's kind of like a close imitation, but it's still not quite the same. That and, I don't know. I just found the arcade pads a little more fun to play. That's just me, though. Any of you other DDR guys probably know what I'm talking about if you've played that game with any kind of a serious diligence. So yeah, just post a comment. I really appreciate your feedback. Alright, so there's Bill. Just talk to him. He really is completely irrelevant in this game. Not exactly as you'd have you believe in the Pokemon TV show or whatever. But he's like, no, whatever. Just completely irrelevant. Let's see. We don't have very much time left in this episode. We're going to, basically after we're done here, just go back to the Pokemon Center, heal. And then we're going to get ready for Misty in the next episode. We're going to level grind our way through the gym. And then we are going to whoop her up with Pikachu. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next episode. And hopefully you guys will enjoy it. I will see you all later.